My parents paid 6 figures for my twin sister's private university and told me I wasn't worth the investment. 2 weeks ago, they sat front row at graduation to watch her shine, then my name got called as valedictorian. Their faces went paper white. That was my payoff. 4 years earlier, our acceptance letters arrived the same day. She got into a prestigious private school. I got into a solid state university. Dad called a family meeting and sat like a CEO. He beamed at my sister. Full tuition, room and board, everything. Then he turned to me. We're not paying for your education. When I asked why, he didn't even blink. She networks. She'll go far. You're smart, but you're not special. There's no return on investment with you. Mom stared at her lap. My sister started texting before I finished swallowing the insult. This wasn't new. She got a new car at 16. I got her old laptop with a cracked screen. On trips, she got her own room. I got pull-out couches and cozy nooks. In photos, she was centered. I was the cropped edge. Once I saw Mom text my aunt. Poor her. But Harold's right. She doesn't stand out. That line stuck. So I stopped begging and started building. I hunted scholarships, worked 3 jobs, and rented a tiny room near campus. My alarm hit at 4 a.m., coffee shop by 5, classes all day, library until midnight, ramen dinners, borrowed textbooks. I lived on fumes. Thanksgiving freshman year, I called home. I heard laughter, plates clinking, my sister dominating the room. I asked for Dad and heard him say, "Tell her I'm busy." Later, my sister posted a "thankful for my amazing family" photo. 3 plates, 3 chairs, no place for me. That was the night the begging died. Second semester, a brutal professor returned my paper with an A+ and 1 note. See me. I expected trouble. Instead, she said it was the best undergrad writing she'd seen in years. When I admitted my family wouldn't help, she told me about a national scholarship, full ride, living stipend, and the winner gives the graduation speech. I applied like my life depended on it. Essays, interviews. I took an overnight bus to the final round in a thrift store blazer, surrounded by polished kids and their parents. 2 weeks later, I got the email on the way to my shift. I sat on the curb and ugly cried in public. The scholarship let me transfer to my sister's elite school for my last year. I didn't tell my family. 3 weeks in, my sister spotted me in the library like I was a ghost. "How are you here?" I said, "Scholarship." She asked if I hated them. I pulled my arm free. You can't hate people you stopped caring about. Graduation day came, stadium packed, proud families everywhere. Mine were dead center in the front row, camera ready, aimed at my sister. There was an empty seat between them, like always. I sat near the stage with a gold sash and a medal that caught the sun. Then the president stepped up. "It's my honor to introduce our valedictorian." Then the slow motion hit. First, Dad lifted his camera and zoomed in on my sister. Next, he heard my name and froze like someone unplugged him. Then I stood, and 3,000 heads turned at once. After that, Mom's bouquet slid off her lap and hit the floor. Again, Dad's fingers stayed stuck on the shutter, useless. Then my sister's mouth formed my name with no sound. Finally, I walked to the mic, and they couldn't look away. I didn't name them. I didn't have to. I talked about 4 hours of sleep, 3 jobs, and dinners that came from a microwave. I said, I was told I wasn't worth the investment. My mother covered her mouth. My father stared like he'd never met me. The crowd stood up for me. My parents didn't. A scholarship trustee shook my hand and called my speech brilliant. My parents just watched, blinking. That's when it hit them what they'd missed. At the reception, Dad pushed through people and demanded, "Why didn't you tell us?" I took a sip of water. "Did you ever ask?" Mom cried and reached for me. I stepped back. Dad tried. "That isn't fair." I said, "Fair? You funded her future and told me to figure it out." They begged me to come home. I told them I had a job in New York and I wasn't coming back. Dad asked what I wanted from them. I looked him dead in the eye. Nothing. That's the point. If they wanted to apologize, they could call. If they wanted to feel better, they could save it. Now tell me, if your own parents treated you like a bad investment, would you forgive them? Comment yes, no, or maybe, and tell me why.